Welcome back to Near Mint Condition, a channel where you can be part of a positive, honest community and lay claim to some comic book knowledge. I'm your host, the astonishing Melanie, and today I want to share with you my top 10 Sandman moments. I have high hopes for the Sandman show on Netflix, and I'm prepared by going back through all these stories and picking my top 10 moments. Now, of course, I'm not expecting all of these to be in the show. It's such a huge story, there's no way. However, it'd be cool if a couple of them do make it. So, let's jump in. Let me start off by explaining the Endless. There are 8 siblings who are physical manifestations, anthropomorphic personifications of forces in the universe, such as death, dream, delirium, destruction, desire, and despair. Oh, and destiny. I was like, wait, it's not enough. Did I say them all? Yeah, I said them all. They are siblings, each one having their own responsibilities and duties, role, but each one is also his or her own person, with like a personality, autonomy to make their own decisions, such as Destruction, who decides to quit being Destruction, and even Despair isn't the first Despair. We don't know what happened to the first Despair, but this is the second Despair who took up the mantle. As you can see from all of the alliteration with the siblings' names, that all of these aspects they personify are endless. Like death is endless, dream is endless, despair, desire, etc. Starting off with number 10 and counting up to my favorite moment, number 1, we have Hob Galding still refusing to die. He is bragging in a bar that dying was a bad habit people fell into, and so he just decided he wasn't going to die. Death agrees to allow this, and Dream is curious to see if Hob actually can follow through with this, and says, okay, I'll meet you in 100 years in this bar. And he does. And he's like, okay, well, let's keep meeting for 100 years. They become friends, even though Dream was like against it because he's Dream and he's the main character and I don't always like him, but anyway. They, like I said, meet for every 100 years until Dream dies. So yeah, huge spoiler, right? I'm starting off my number 10 moment after Dream is dying. Death visits Hob and asks if he's ready to die. She's like, just take my hand if you are. And he says, no. Maybe not ever, and besides, his girlfriend would kill him. Gwen'd would kill me if I did. Number 9, Delirium. Delirium is my third favorite Endless. I love the mystery behind why she used to embody delight, but then spiraled down into delirium. Like, what are the secrets of the universe she knows that made her go crazy? How her word bubbles are rainbow colored and the lettering is helter-skelter, and how she changes her look all the time. She convinces her brother Dream to help her find their brother Destruction, who is my second favorite Endless. On this journey, we see the inner workings of her mind. She's a foil for Morpheus, which is another name for Dream. He is serious and no nonsense, so her opposite. And I feel sorry for her. She's innocent and sensitive and tries so hard to keep it together while enduring moments that are never, while enduring like torturous moments that are never revealed. When she is lucid, she cries and says it hurts too much. Other times though, she just has fun being herself, like with this quote about making of ice cream flavors, chicken and telephone, and green mouse ice cream was the worst. That's just, it's such a fun quote. A great example of many things that she says. And in this big Dragon Ball Z-esque road trip where they're learning how to drive the car, anyway, the Dragon Ball Z characters, Dream and Delirium are in a car and she's just saying all these just odd things and acting like a kid, and he just gives these one-syllable answers or like yes, no, that doesn't exist, etc. Number 8, 1,000 cats to dream to rule the world. Neil Gaiman definitely likes cats because there are a lot of stories that involve them, such as this one in which a prophet cat is pleading with other cats to dream that they are the rulers of the world. In the past, this was the case, But then the humans dreamed that they were the rulers, and they were tiny and they grew larger because they dreamed it. If 1,000 cats were to dream the same thing, then the planet would be theirs again. The cat struck her off though, right? Saying there's no way to get 1,000 cats to agree to do the same thing and work towards the same goal at the same time. But one kitten says, "Mistress, I believe." And she replies with, "Then there is hope." And it makes me smile. It's just such a cute little kitten. And then you turn the page and the owners, the people are like, "Oh, she's so cute dreaming. I wonder what she's dreaming about." All right, number 7 is pretty intense. When the angels Remiel and Duma get angry at God. So Lucifer Morningstar has given up hell. He leaves and gives the key to Dream, which is his way of exacting his revenge when Dream left hell unscathed before after retrieving his helmet. He's like, "Here you go. Here's the key. Have fun." Dream does not desire to have control of hell, and so he hears the reasons and pleas of those entities that do want it. Because he is dedicated to responsibility, he cannot bring himself to accept their bribes if the decision to give them the key is unjust. It comes time to announce the recipient, and the angel Remiel, who is watching over the proceedings with his partner Duma, receives a message from the creator that they themselves must accept the key to hell and watch over hell, not be able to return to heaven. Without hell, there would be no reflection of heaven to give it meaning. The 5 panels of Remiel completely horrified and furious at the Lord for giving them this responsibility is so moving, especially the addition of him declaring that they are too pure for even their feet to touch the base clay of the earth, and his partner's like slowly descending in the background until he comes to rest on the ground because he's already made up his mind. Whew. On the next page, Duma does accept the key, and Remiel says he cannot let him take on the burden himself. So this is the theme of duality and one concept not being able to exist without the other. It's a major theme throughout the whole series. Death's introduction while she's talking to Dream at the fountain. Of course, the whole of issue 8 is amazing, but my pick of my favorite moment when we're introduced to Death is when she says, "Peachy keen." I liked imitating the panel. She's so jolly, and who says peachy keen? Throughout the whole issue, she changes from happy to angry at Morpheus for feeling sorry for himself, to loving when she guides people as they die. She's automatically everyone's favorite, and I've cosplayed as her many times. She loves humanity, and she has a strong yet soft heart. Peachy keen! Number 5, my favorite monster villain of the series is the Corinthian. He's a nightmare that Dream created a long time ago who escaped the dreaming and in the real world kills people. He is a hero to those at the cereal convention, which is a pun, a play on words between cereal that you eat and serial killers. But Dream confronts him, saying he made him to be a black mirror to reflect what humanity will not confront. But in the waking world, he just made people scared, and there was no purpose or anything of value with that. The Corinthian shows his trademark teeth for eyes, and that's how and why he ate the eyeballs of his victims. I dressed as him for Halloween years ago when I was teaching, so it was like during the school day. Omar painted teeth on my eyelids, and I felt very unnerved because every single student was looking at me, and as a teacher, you are not used to that. You're like, oh my goodness, I have everyone's attention. And it made me really proud. Like one time, there's a window on the door, and I closed my eyes and just looked out the window, and I heard this kid scream. Oh, that was fun. Number 4, Fiddler Green leaves Rose. Gilbert, his name for himself is a human because he's actually a dream, again like the Corinthian who escaped the dreaming. He helps Rose Walker traverse the dangers of her journey to find her brother. However, she, as a human, is also a dream vortex, and that aspect of her starts to undo the dreaming. So Morpheus says he must kill her to save the realm. Gilbert says he will give his life for hers. But there's no way he could fight his creator. He has to obey and return to being his dream state, which is Fiddler's Green. He's a place. And it's a beautiful place to which he invites Rose to visit if she can stay in the dreaming after dying. And it's just the relationship was so sweet and tender and dear. He apologizes for not being a very good copy of a human being as she hugs him. It's very heart-wrenching. Morpheus's battle in hell. When the Dream King escapes his prison, he seeks his vestments of power, and he learns that a demon has his helmet, as mentioned before. He travels to hell and demands that the demon returns it. Since the demon traded for it and didn't steal it, Dream must defeat him in a challenge of what seems to be like logic and words, wit, creativity, such as the two of them taking turns besting the other with things like, I'm a wolf. Then I'm a hunter, which kills the wolf. Then I'm a horsefly, which bites the horse and throws the rider off. Then I'm a spider who catches the horsefly in the web, right? And we see these images being conjured in the background. The game works up to the climax of the demon stating that he is anti-life. However, without any pomp, without any image of reality changing to accompany his declaration, Morpheus simply states, I am hope. The angle of the panel, the demon's face, and the anticlimactic trio of panels that follow, it's all very memorable. Death at Dream's funeral. The human narrator sharing with us the progression of the funeral march for Dream explains how there were two girls that were a bit behind everyone else. And we know that they're Delirium and Death. He focuses on Death, saying that he wanted her to notice him because she was the type of person you could tell anything to. She does look at everyone, looks at him, and he declares, I'll always love her, all my life. Her expression is so sad, and it gives me goosebumps. She truly loved her brother. I got goosebumps right now. Goosebump close up. My top moment, which I kind of wrestled with once I really started to look at it, but I'm keeping it as number one for nostalgia's sake, that when I think of Sandman, this is one of the moments that pops in my head. When Destruction leaves. What draws me to Destruction, my second favorite endless, is how he chose to quit controlling the aspects of his power, and he chose to hide away and just create instead. He didn't want to destroy things anymore. He is friends with a dog named Barnabas, and he cooks, he writes poems, he paints, and none of it turns out good. But he doesn't mind, he doesn't give up, he just continues to create anyway. Once his siblings, Dream and Delirium, find him, he decides it's not enough to just quit being Destruction, that he needs to leave, as in leave reality. He never gets mad, but he does state that he was enjoying his life. But what's done is done. He's gotta go. Even though I admire he doesn't want anyone else to have to take up his sigil and role, this time, reading through the issue, I realized how he is selfish because he had set up the failsafes and destruction that came to the humans the two siblings visited in order to track him down. His argument is that he has no choice, but he's sacrificing others to stay hidden. This changed my perception of him. But I suppose all the characters are flawed and beautiful in the story, except Death. She has no flaws. Come at me in the comments if you think otherwise. Regardless, this is still my favorite moment because it's so powerful and perfect how he slowly turns and disappears into the night sky, especially after his speech about how he can pretend stars are permanent and lives last longer than moments. It's nostalgic for me, being one of the profound moments that comes to mind from my first time of reading Sandman. Leave in the comments below one of your favorite Sandman moments and let's geek out together. Like the smash button, you heard me correctly. Like the smash button. How else am I supposed to differentiate me asking you to hit the like button from all the other YouTubers unless I flip the words? If you've reached the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Consider supporting us on Patreon because there are a lot of tiers to fit your needs. It's a great community, so check it out whether you want to be in a book club, access to early videos, ask me anything, Discord, documentation, get your name at the end of the credits like these lovely people. So thank you all, and as always, stay minty!